The professional revenge of a lawyer against his boss, that opinion is crap, my boss said. He had been a lawyer for only 3 years and was assigned by the firm to train me, a junior lawyer, on how to become a litigator. That I disliked him for many reasons. He didn't know the law, wrote poorly, and, worse, lacked courage. For a litigator, that's like 2 strikes, and the third was clear: he was afraid of going to court. I realized this when we went to a scheduling court, and when it was his turn to speak, his hands were shaking. Yes, he was scared even to schedule trial dates. What's wrong with what I wrote? I asked. It's not what I asked for, he replied, turning away. But when I checked the memo he had emailed me weeks earlier, I saw my opinion was exactly what he'd requested. That I knew what was going on. He was going to erase my dockets, claim he wrote the memo, and leave me with fewer billable hours for the month. He'd done it before. What I wrote would surely end up on a partner's desk without my name on it. I knew this because the firm was years ahead in technology and had a robust internal network but poor security. Shortly after joining, I learned how to navigate the firm's hard drive and found proof that he was plagiarizing my work. That my boss was the perfect stereotype of a young, successful city lawyer. Polished shoes, tailored suits, and a nearly guaranteed path to partnership. Meanwhile, I was just a junior lawyer with no connections or money, an easy target. Perhaps he thought it was okay to screw me over. Big mistake. That I hated having my hours sabotaged. I was already under pressure for not meeting my monthly quota, and when I brought it to the team partner's attention, he dismissed it. Work harder or smarter, he said. Working harder wasn't an option, as I was already doing 6-day weeks. Working smarter. Now that was possible. With Christmas approaching, I had an idea. I prepared a gift for my boss, a forged memo. On December 24th, I left it on his desk. It looked like an urgent assignment from the partner. Predictably, he forwarded the memo to me after having his secretary edit it to make the task appear as if it came from him. It was a complex legal research project involving maritime law, constitutional issues, and common law. But this task is enormous. I protested. Is it really urgent? My boss, convinced he was ruining my holidays, assured me it was top priority. What he didn't know was that I'd already written something similar in my 3rd year of law school. All I had to do was adapt my old work, and the memo was ready in no time. I spent the holidays in the city with my family, sending a couple of emails to the office to give the impression I was working hard on the research. When the holidays ended, my boss showed up dressed to impress, eager for the memo. I handed him the document, fresh from the printer. He smiled, satisfied, and went off to his meeting. Shortly before lunch, I heard shouting. The partner, furious, demanded my boss report to his office immediately. Curious, I watched from afar. The partner held the forged memo like it was contaminated, questioning its absurdity. My boss stammered, trying to explain, but was interrupted by more yelling. Soon after, I was called in. Did you write this? The partner asked, holding the document. Yes, I replied. The cover was altered to remove my name, but the content is mine. I added that I had logged over 100 hours on the project. The partner exploded. 100 hours? This is useless. He demanded the original email, which I promptly retrieved. After reading it, his face turned red with rage. I was dismissed, but my boss remained, enduring an epic scolding. Over the following days, the story spread. The partners were furious that my boss had wasted over 100 hours on a pointless task and failed to realize he was being pranked. As for me, I was completely absolved. After all, I had been working under his close supervision. Although my boss wasn't fired, the situation had positive outcomes for me. From then on, I sent copies of all my memos directly to the partners, preventing him from taking credit for my work. He also stopped erasing my dockets. Plus, I received a belated Christmas bonus for supposedly giving up my holidays to write the useless memo. That I hated working at that firm, but whenever times got tough, I thought of the case of the forged memo, and it always brought a smile to my face.